Mark Bertig from Conemaugh Valley's USIC Stadium on Heritage Conference Media Day. Have a couple of the Homer-Center Wildcats joining me. To my left, Landon Hill, and to my right, Jack Cinerone. Already heard from head coach Greg Page. You can watch that interview on another feed on Renda Digital TV. Our Wildcat previews brought to you by Bertig Landscaping. From landscaping projects, mowing, fall leaf pickup to winter snow removal, Bertig Landscaping has you covered. Check them out online at bertiglandscaping.com. That's BERTIG, landscaping.com. Also by Walbeck Insurance in Homer City. More choices, more savings. When you talk to Rob Walbeck and the team at Walbeck Insurance, they'll get you an instant quote online at walbeckinsurance.com. That's walbeckinsurance.com. We'll start with Landon Hill. Landon getting ready, both of these guys, for their senior season. And Landon, last year didn't end the way you wanted it to. The whole season really didn't go the way you wanted it to. And, you know, it's easy to say a lot of injuries at the quarterback position. You were banged up. But some people say, well, those are excuses, but that was the reality of the situation. Let's start with you and your health. I know you had some off-season surgery.
Yeah, I had a procedure late February. Got through all my physical therapy, touched up, and I'm good to go.
You still found a way to gimp and limp your way to 1,120 yards rushing and 15 touchdowns as a junior. I could almost see the pain as the season went on at times. How difficult was it for you? Because you definitely had to gut it out, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely had to gut it out. Like you said, our quarterback injuries didn't help much, but it is what it is. It's part of the sport. I knew my linemen ahead of me were still confident in themselves. I was confident in them, and I pushed for what I could get, and they gave me more opportunities to do so, and it is what it is.
You know, sometimes there's noise on the outside as far as real high expectations, and that was the case last year. And that's the great thing about sports and football. You never know. It teaches a lot of life's lessons. This year, the outside chatter, the Wildcats are going to have a down year. So does that maybe add some fuel to the fire?
I'd say it definitely does. We lost 14 seniors, which is pretty well known. To lose a lot of talent like that, it is tough. But we have a lot of young guys that are eager and hungry, and they're coming up. They're ready to win. They're ready to work hard and show up and do their best.
Jackson, you had a lot of time on the defensive side. I think you're going to be introduced on the offensive side this year as well. But let's talk defensively because, as Landon just said, you lost a lot of good people on that side of the ball, too, led by Mason Bell, who was truly an outstanding linebacker. How do you get the pieces put back together? And I know your dad is the key, Tony Arone, the defensive coordinator.
I think the key to getting it all back together is making sure that these new guys coming in to fill those positions, with leadership from me, Landon, and also Caleb Palmer, returning outside linebackers, that we help them get knowledge of their position, help them out whatever we can, along with my dad, doing all we can to help them out.
The off-season, how would you rate? You've been through it a few times under Coach Page, and I know Coach Raymond, it was good to have him back involved a little bit. Coach Mester, your father, and Coach Faust is coming back. Would you rate it a pretty good off-season with guys engaged?
I think we had a pretty good off-season turnout at events such as 7-on-7s, our under-the-light practices, and even the morning liftings. All had great turnouts. People came, people worked, people gave it their hardest, and I think going into our heat camp and our triples week, we'll be ready to go.
Obviously, as I said to Landon, you'd probably prefer to have high expectations and everybody pointing at Homer-Center as the team to beat. Does that take a little bit of the pressure off where maybe you can fly under the radar this year and surprise some people?
I think people not pointing us to be a big dog this year in the standings or just high up there allows us to be able to surprise some teams when we come out. They might not think we're all that, but we have definitely have the ability to surprise them.
Any newcomers, guys? One of you could take it. Any newcomers you think maybe really have improved and might surprise us broadcasters or fans, longtime Wildcat fans that might step up and get into the lineup and say, wow, look, where did this guy come from? Anybody come to mind?
I think definitely a couple of our linemen, such as Kane Bernard, Eli Butterly, and Josh Voluchuk. We call him Stick. But I think definitely the way they've been working in these workouts that I previously mentioned, that they have the mindset to get up there and surprise all the people that think these newcomers are going to be easy to push over.
I think Stick comes from his grandfather, maybe. What about you? Would you agree with those names or anybody else you want to mention, Landon?
Yeah, I'd say I definitely agree with the line up front, the guys that are working hard. But we also have a lot of skill in our receiving core and our defensive backs this year. We have guys like Will Jones, Osha Maratita, guys back there. Braden Dunn's coming back. A lot of guys, a lot of surprise potential. A lot of guys that are working hard. They're ready to play. They're ready to win, and we're excited about it.
All right, so finish this sentence for me. I think I did this with another group. Homer-Center can be good this year because?
Because we're young, we're underdogs, and nobody looks at us with respect as of right now. I think we're going to come out and surprise a lot of people, ready to fight, ready to win.
Homer-Center Wildcats will surprise and be good this year because?
Because we have nothing to give and all to prove.
Simple. Thanks, guys. Seniors, Landon Hill, looking forward to watching him and Jackson Arone, a senior as well, on both sides of the ball. They're going to have to lead the way for this rebuilding Homer-Center team in 2023. Our Wildcat preview brought to you by Walbeck Insurance in Homer City and Bertig Landscaping. Previewing the Homer-Center Wildcats for Renda Digital TV, I'm Mark Bertig reporting.